Hey guys, I wanted to do this salt dough craft kit for you, but I'm feeling kind of uncomfortable. I think there's something behind me. Is it looking at me? I don't know. Y'all keep an eye on it, okay? Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to make salt dough and we're going to turn it into dinosaur fossils. This is a great way to celebrate Dino-November, so here we go. First thing first, if you were able to pick up one of our kits, we had a few dinosaur skeletons for you to use for this, but if you didn't get a kit, you totally can do this at home on your own. All it takes is salt, flour, and water. All right? It's super messy, so I recommend you put something down on your table first. Here we go. All right, so first thing you need is 1 cup of salt. All right. Then we need 1 cup of flour. This is where the messy part comes in. One good thing about this recipe is that your measurements do not have to be exact. You're just kind of making it by feel. Okay? And then the recipe calls for 3/4 a cup of water. But anytime I've made this, I've had to use more water. So let's start out with 3/4 and see what happens. So this is going to come together. You can use a spoon, but I definitely recommend using your hands to get it all mixed together, okay? Here we go. And it will eventually come together almost like cookie dough. It's a little more unstructured than that, but it's a good thing to aim towards. So see, again, this isn't quite the consistency that we want, so I'm going to add just a little bit of water, all right? That might have been too much. Let's find out. Okay, mix. Do you guys have a favorite dinosaur? Let me know in the comments what your favorite dinosaur is. Okay, this looks better. See, it looks almost like sugar cookie dough. Okay? Alright, so let's get some of this off. Now, if I was doing this at home, I would plop this whole thing onto the countertop and would roll it out. You can use the side of a juice glass if you don't have a rolling pin. That works just as well. If you do have a rolling pin you want to sacrifice to the cause, just as well. And this is just salt and flour, so it's not anything that's going to ruin your things. It washes off very easily. All right, but since I'm here at the library, I'm just going to take a little bit. Roll it into a ball, make it all smooth. Set it down. And you want to squash it out flat. Again, almost like you're making a cookie. It's important that you get it as thin as possible, but there's really no thickness that you need to aim for. The thinner it is, the quicker it'll cook. If it's super thick, even if it's this thick, it will still work. You just have to cook it longer. Okay, so let's take this dinosaur skeleton. Let's press them in. Okay. Oh yeah, this does a good consistency. So now if this was on my baking tray, you would be able to see I've made a great imprint of the skeleton here. Then you're going to put these on a cookie sheet and bake them at 300 degrees. Start with about 20 minutes and see how they go from there. If they're still very soft, then you can go a little bit longer. Okay, so I made these examples last night and I purposely made them with errors so you can see what you might need to change. So if you look right here, you can see this dough was too dry. I needed to add water to that batch. This one that is just kind of out on the cookie sheet, that's a real word by the way, it had too much water in it, so it needed a little more flour. That's why the details aren't super sharp. All right, so the different cookie cutters, this one is great. This one is fun. This one is my favorite. And this one you have to be a little bit careful about. You want to put it down into your dough and carefully press it all the way around. But if you like really it into the dough, you won't be able to pick it up. It will ruin and all suck in there. So just push it down really carefully on all the edges. so I want to just talk really quickly about how a whole dinosaur like this goes to just being a skeleton like this, okay? So when a dinosaur dies, or any organism actually, when it dies, it goes down, it falls into the earth, and it gets packed down, packed, tons of earth on top of it, lots of weight, and eventually all those bones and all the dirt around it, that's called sediment, get pressed together, and that's what forms a fossil. So we're going to have Dinosaur George do a presentation for us very soon about what's a fossil and what isn't, and how fossils are made. So keep a lookout for that on our YouTube and Facebook pages. Thanks, guys.